Good morning, all. If you've joined me at the beehives, welcome. My name's Brian, and as per the title, I'm doing some quick beekeeping. For those of you that might be new to bees, it is about 14 degrees Celsius out here, which is just a little shy of what you'd call ideal for beekeeping. But up here in the Dandenong Ranges, we're about to hit a cold spell. So this is the last chance I'm going to get with you guys inside my beehives and help them out. As you can hear, there's a bit of rain about, wind. Listen to the trees. They're talking to us. Further ado, not going to muck around. Let's get into it. So again, welcome. If you're enjoying my beekeeping videos, my name's Brian, as you can probably gather. And this morning I'm going to be doing several things with my bees. I'm going to be looking at them for hive health. I'm going to be feeding my bees, and I'm going to do a Varroa check on one of my hives. And the reason I'm not going to Varroa check all three is because the chances of there being Varroa here are low, but they're definitely there. Now, for those of you that don't know, Varroa is a mite that, well, it kills beehives. So if you're not sure about this, this is insulation. And up here in Victoria, up here in Olinda, I'm above the snow line in winter. So I insulate my beehives, keeps them nice and snug and warm, literally as snug as a bug in a rug, the proverbial rug. And this is the defining factor quite often as to how well they'll do. And the beauty about this particular setup is that I don't, because the lid here is on the top, it's really easy to get in and have a look and see what's going on the top part of the hive. I'm not going to open the brood box on this one because it's not the one I'm going to be checking. So for those of you that don't know, my name's Brian. I've been beekeeping for about 7 years now. It's a great hobby. The arrival of Varroa mite's been absolutely devastating to Australia and beekeepers in general. Hasn't arrived here yet, but it's only a matter of time. We had Varroa detections in Avensley a little while ago. That's less than 10 kilometres from here, and they're also at Mount Evelyn, which is also less than 10 kilometres from here. So just a matter of time. But we're ready, we've got the treatments, and we're going to do our best to support our bees. So today what I'm going to do, if you've just joined, is I'm going to have a quick look inside this hive. This is my weaker hive. I'm getting it ready for winter. Now, about a month ago, this beehive had very little honey in the top frame. Up here in Olinda, it's not as good for harvesting honey. So I've been feeding this hive, and I've also insulated it very heavily. So hopefully they're doing a little bit better, but we'll find out shortly. But as I say, if you enjoy beekeeping and you like my channel, it'd be awesome if you could give us a subscribe. Or, you know, if you enjoy the content, by all means, throw in a comment. And thanks for watching, by the way. The first thing I've done is I've smoked up the beehive from the front. Now we're going to have a look at the back. And I can see in this hive that they haven't eaten the sugar that I put in there 2 weeks ago. So if you're not sure, this is what I used to feed them with. It's sugar syrup, 2 parts sugar to 1 part water. If it gets left in the hive for too long, it ferments. And the poor old bees, well, they can't use it. So this sugar honey hasn't been eaten. And it's probably because it's been a bit cool. So I'm not going to give them any more sugar honey because they can't eat it, or they haven't been eating it. But have a look. This is what the inside of a beehive looks like. And if you're wondering, on top of my head, it's a GoPro Hero 13 Black. It's a great little device, perfect for capturing hands-free video about beekeeping. So now we're going to pop in and have a quick look. Some of these frames. What I want to understand is how much honey they've got going on. That'll tell me, you know, how likely they are to survive. And if they haven't got enough, I might steal a frame out of one of my other hives, because they need to have at least 4 full frames of honey to survive the winter. Now, some beekeepers will actually break down their hives a little bit. They'll give them only the 1 frame. I'm going to leave this one as 2 frames, very well insulated. Now this is called a hive tool, funnily enough. You never have enough hive tools. And this is a frame grabber. It makes it real easy to pick things up. Now that feels about half full. You can see them starting to catch some honey there. We've had a really good run of warm weather in Melbourne lately. Feels about half full. That one's, yep. You can see them capping that one out a little bit there too. That's about another one about half full. So I've maybe got one full frame here. This one looks a little bit better. There we go. Look at that. Solid honey. So we've got, that's a full frame pretty much. So we've got 2 frames maybe. Another one. Pretty solid frame. They've been busy over the last few weeks. They had nothing 3 weeks ago, so they've done really well. And this one about half full. So we've got maybe 4 frames up here. We've probably got another one further down, which is great. However, I'd be a bit more comfortable if they had slightly more. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to open the bottom of this. It is starting to rain here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at one of my other hives, and I'll take you with me, and then we'll pop back and I'll show you what I do to build this one up a little bit. We'll put the lid back on there for a moment, keep them a little bit warmer. So there's my first frame inspection, first hive inspection. Looking good so far. And it's just starting to rain. Just starting to rain here at the beehives today. I've done my first beehive inspection. Now I'm going to have a look at my favourite hive. And if you've just joined the live, welcome by the way. My name's Brian. I live in sunny Melbourne, Australia. And by sunny Melbourne, that's what we call sunny. How good is that? And yeah, I'm doing some hive inspections today. Oh, let's get you the right side up, shall we? Technical failure. Just like being at Moomba. This hive, this nice big hive is called my Long Langstroth. Well, I mean, that's the type of hive that it is. It's a Long Langstroth. And for those of you that don't know, these little hives here, these normal sort of standy uppy box type hives, they're called Langstroth hives. Where they got that name from, I do not know. But Long Langstroth is the same thing. It's just on legs and it's long. And they're really easy to use. So if you've joined me live, my name's Brian. I've been beekeeping now for about 7 years. And thank you very much for joining. If you like the bees, it'd be awesome if you could leave us a comment or a subscribe. And this is a Long Langstroth. Probably seen better days. It's about 6 or 7 years old. Probably get another season out of it. This one's super easy to use, by the way. As you can see, the frames are all here. And for those of you that have joined me on the live, I'll just show you what it looks like. You can see that? And all the hive frames are laid out along here. And unfortunately for this hive, what I'm going to do is a Varroa check. And the only way we can really check for Varroa with any accuracy is to look at the brood frame. And in the brood frame, we want to look for Varroa mites on the bees. And the way we do that is we sample out some of the bees, and we, unfortunately, we get about a couple of bees, pop them in a sampling jar, and we have to put them with some alcohol, which causes all of the Varroa mites to drop off, but it also kills those bees. There is no nice way to do it, unfortunately. On this hive, I've been feeding them. They've eaten all of the food I've given them. So they've done really, really well. Well done, girls. This is quite a feisty hive too. Because I'm going into the brood chamber, I have to do. I'm going to smoke that up a little bit. And for the viewers at home, if you've joined me on the live, welcome. It's Brian's Beekeeping. We're doing hive inspections. That's a feeding frame you're looking at there, by the way. So this is just a frame that I use to put sugar water in. If you can hear that. I know I'm coming. This could be fun. All right, so stick with me. This could be fun. Definitely fill that up with sugar because this beehive has eaten it all. So they're in a hungry frame of mind. Unfortunately for them, today, I have to do some sampling. So let's get into it, girls. Separate up the frames. And while I'm at it, I'm just assessing to see how much sugar honey they've got. How much honey they have here. And I was hoping they would have more. That one's about half full. That's good. And you can see what they've done with their activity is they've really brought it back in. So these frames are filling up and they're close to the brood chamber. It looks like a slug got in there and the bees got it. Didn't stay around long, did it? Didn't last too well. That's a full frame. So we've got probably 2.5 frames worth there of honey. So this hive is looking good for winter. Clean up that burr comb. If you've joined us recently, that's comb that sits on the top of frames. That's called burr comb. RRCOMB. That's what it looks like. So I do really need to clean that up, because if I don't, a real mess in a while. Now this is what we call the brood chamber in a Long Langstroth. And this frame, for those of you at home, that's our brood chamber. That's we're busy making baby bees. You'll see there's your honey frames, and then a brood chamber. How good is that? And that's burr comb. So I need to clean that up a little bit. Otherwise, it'll be really hard to take the lid off next time I want to. So I'll give that a quick clean. Sorry, girls. Yes, I know you went, your heart and soul went into making it. But can't have it there because it will cause us all problems later on down the track. Alrighty. Now, some beekeepers like to ventilate their hives. And that works well on the flats, or if you're in well, down on the flats, we call it, where things are a bit warm. Up here, on the other hand, another full frame of honey, or close to full. So this hive looks like it's going to do okay for winter, because so far I've found 4 full frames, which is what I want. This one feels like another full frame. Yep, not full, but doing all right. So down in the normal parts of Melbourne, where it's warmer, and elsewhere in Australia, people tend to ventilate their hives. Up here, if I do that, they just lose too much heat. Now, unfortunately, if they lose heat, the hive struggles. There we go. Thanks, girls. But what I need to do now is I need to sample a few bees. To do that, I'm going to get into the brood chamber. I want to find a thing called nurse bees. And nurse bees, I'm just going to take a moment here to look. I don't expect there will be Varroa on these girls. But you never know. It's pretty hard to spot, so that's why you've actually got to do a proper check with an alcohol wash. Like I say, about 2 weeks ago, we had a beekeeper bring a bunch of hives into the area. They're a commercial beekeeper, so they're not doing anything wrong. But unfortunately, those hives were confirmed to have Varroa, and some of the local beekeepers have now around that area have confirmed Varroa infestation. So we have to just be a bit more watchful. And here we go. This is our brood, one of our brood chambers. We might see the queen. We might see the queen. I can see fresh eggs, fresh larvae. I do not want to kill my queen at this point, so I've got to be a bit careful about which bees I put into the alcohol wash. All right, so that was pretty good. I'll come back to you. I'm not seeing any Varroa. A little bit of dead brood from various hive issues, but this one's actually a pretty healthy hive. For those of you that want to have a quick look, if you're watching the live, as you can see, I'm starting to get some attention from these girls. And the way I'm going to deal with that is I'm going to smoke them out. Not because they're likely to sting me. I mean, they probably will. I don't usually get stung, but it does happen. And no, beekeepers are not immune to stings. They don't bother me as much, but they still hurt. Ouchies. All right, so how we sample our bees? Sample jar, bee brush. It is what it sounds like, people. Over here, I have a thing called my Varroa check test kit. And in that, I have methylated spirits. Methylated spirits will cause the Varroa mite to die and drop off the bees. Unfortunately, the bees that go in there will also pass away. Neither of us wants that, but it is unavoidable. So I'll use my honey, my frame grabber. Find me a nice frame of bees. Make sure I don't have the queen. These are nurse bees, most of them. They're really ticked off with me now. That was not clever. Ouchies. We all make mistakes, do we not? Even experienced beekeepers. Yep. Well done, Brian. You didn't do that very well. You can tell I haven't done this for a while. And I have a very annoyed hive on my hands. Probably because I've just upset their brood chamber. So what they're doing is very normal. Yeah, and see that with just like that, away they go. Right, so let's see if we do a better job on this one. Quick check for the queen. Cannot see her. I'm also looking for other signs of Varroa infection, and I can't see it, which is really quite good. I'm not very good at this, can you tell? I'm really not very good at this. However, we will do what we've got with what we've got. Now, I can't leave these out here too long, because what happens is we get the bees start to die in this cold weather. Now, these are mostly nurse bees, which is what I want. Oh, that's going to be me. I've got half a cup of bees in there. Put this hive back together again so they can start getting warm again. And then we'll check that Varroa check for any mites. Sample size is a little small, but I'll be honest, it is kind of cool, as in cold temperature. And I'm really rather want to get this hive closed up again, so these girls can start, getting back to life and enjoying life again. If you've joined my live, what you're seeing is me sampling some bees so I can check them for Varroa mite. And this is not your usual hive. This is a Long Langstroth. They're a really nice hive to work with. Super easy, waist high. If you enjoy beekeeping, it'd be awesome. As per the description, throw me a comment. I do respond to them. Or a subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. No nefarious purpose. I just really enjoy beekeeping and hoping to share my learnings with those that want to be beekeepers. And of course, I'm broadcasting today from sunny Melbourne. And I think you can hear a thunderstorm coming. While I'm at it, I'm going to steal that one frame. I'm going to put it over in this beehive. So that one frame was good honey. I'm going to steal one frame. Just the one. That I have. I'm going to put an empty one in there. important, by the way, when you have a beehive. So what you're seeing now is me adding some more. Look at this. Look at this, would you? I just haven't got the heart to get rid of it. That's a beautiful example of burr comb. Look at that. What you're seeing is me working quite quickly because, yes, we do have rain on the way. I can hear it. What you'll find before the rain arrives up here, by the way, is we'll get rain. The wind will pick up something shocking. What I've got here, I'm measuring this up. So that's a hive closer almost. And the idea behind that is it seals off and draft proof some of the hive. It's like a wall, if you will. It helps insulate the hive. Because I don't know that I'm going to be back into this hive again until summertime, but we'll see. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to feed my hive. And we feed it with sugar syrup. This is 1-to-1 sugar syrup. 2-to-1 actually. 2 parts sugar, 1 part water. Just white sugar. And it goes in that feeding frame right there. So we're going to pop that in there, and the bees will treat it like a McDonald's. Not very good for them, but good calories pretty much. And I put it in there warm, so the girls, if it's warm, they're more likely to eat it. If I put it in there cold, that's not great for them. So warm sugar syrup, so much easier for them to eat. And if you're looking from the GoPro footage that I've got going on right now, the Hero 13 Black, which is mounted to my beekeeping suit, you're looking down on a frame feeder. So I'm putting warm sugar syrup into a frame feeder. I've sampled my bees. And if you're wondering what those little bits of fern frond are doing in the sugar syrup, they act like a bit of a ladder or a raft for the bees to get up and out on. Gives them a way out if they need to get out. And close up the hive. The bees will seal up those gaps pretty quickly with a thing called propolis. They're really good like that. Make sure it marries up nicely. And see that? All seals up on the inside there. And I'll show you at home. See that? Just seals it off. So I've got basically a 2-box frame there. It's not. Tidy that up a little bit. Kind of need 2 hands, but you get the idea. It's exactly the same as the normal Langstroth hive, just presented horizontally, which is why they call them a Long Langstroth. But the tolerances are pretty fine, so I've got to make sure it all lines up. Otherwise, when I go to put this on, it won't work too well. So in summary, what we've done today at this hive is we've done a small sampling of bees to see if we've got Varroa. I couldn't see any evidence of Varroa. The sample size is a little bit small. We'll have a detailed look at that a bit later on. And we've taken a frame of honey out of here that was good, and we've put it in my struggling over there. So quite a bit so far. Black glass, really brave. It's a little bit feisty, so wish me luck. And for those that have joined, by the way, my name's Brian. Thanks for joining. If you enjoy my channel, by all means subscribe. That'd be awesome. If you like bees and beekeeping, I'm just sharing my knowledge. I've been beekeeping for 7 years. Hey, girls. And yeah, it's a great hobby. Love it. So this is another Long Langstroth. And if you're wondering what all the wood is on the outside, in fact, I'll tell you. We'll come back to that in a minute. And for those of you that are watching live, yes, I'm being chased all over the place by my bees. They are not happy with me, which is understandable. All right. Ready, steady, smoke. A little bit. Alrighty, thank you for joining my beekeeping video today. For those of you that are watching on the live, I'm just going through the spiel again. People that might be just joining. My name's Brian. I've been beekeeping now for about 7 years. I've got 3 big hives and 1 nucleus hive. Unfortunately, the nucleus hive doesn't look like it's going to make it, so we're going to leave that one alone. They're just slowly dwindling, which is really sad. That's this little baby hive here. They tried, and if you look at my channel, you'll see the story. Goes on over a few months. They tried and tried and tried. There is bees in there. They're just, as you can see, one pops out there. They tried, but just couldn't make it work. And they were absolutely mobbed by wasps. Yep, I tried to help them, but unfortunately, they just didn't make it, which is a shame. Those of you that are joining on the live today, this is my 3rd beehive, and this one is a normal Langstroth, just a normal, 2 frames, one top, one below. This one's done a little differently to my others, though. I insulate this one quite thoroughly, and it tends to be my strongest hive. So what you're seeing down there, and I'll take the top off and you'll see in a little more detail, is 25 mil of styrofoam around the outside of the wood, and then another layer of plywood on top of that as an outer protective layer. Just locks in, stops any drafts and any water ingress. So it's a very snug hive, very warm, tends to do quite well honey-wise. I haven't been feeding this one for a very long time. I haven't needed to as soon as I put the insulation back on. But let's have a look. Let's see what we find, eh? Love this hive. This is my strongest hive. It's my 3rd hive. Yeah, and from this hive, I've split off most of the others one after another. It tends to swarm quite strongly each year. So no debate. If you're in the alpine regions, insulating your beehive definitely the way to go. I had a bloke up in Queensland a little while ago on my channel give me a bit of a lecture. He was banging on about, oh, don't insulate your bees, I don't need to, and you're feeding your bees, you're doing it wrong, I don't need to. Well, let me tell you something about beekeeping. Having bees is like having a baby. It's different for everybody. And there are some things that you simply have to do, which is, your swarm management and your pest checking and your pest control where needed. So Varroa or other, bees, they are a livestock unit. But how you do your day-to-day is different for everybody, and it does depend on your circumstances. So this bloke up in Queensland was having a crack saying, oh, you're doing it wrong if you're feeding your bees. I said, well, mate, where I live, it snows, which it does several times a year. And we can have 0-degree days for weeks at a time. And he said in response, well, I get frosts too, and I don't have to feed mine. And I thought, mate, you do you. But don't give other beekeepers advice based on your Queensland circumstances versus down here in the southern part of Australia in the alpine regions or subalpine. So if you're a beekeeper and you've got a method that works for you and your bees, my advice is stick with it because your circumstances are unique. So without further ado, let's have a quick look inside this hive. As you might have seen, I smoked it a couple of moments ago. And as you can see, this is taking the lid off, and this is my, insulation across the top. Grab the old hive tool. And if you're watching, by the way, you're not sure what this thing on my head is, it is a GoPro Hero 13 Black. And I use it because it's super easy to record some really good footage, really good resolution, and sound quality is great too. Well, this could be fun. I'll show you what this looks like if you're on the live and you want to have a quick look. You see the styrofoam panels down the inside? Very, very well insulated for these girls. They love it. Definitely my strongest performing hive. And why I haven't done on the others? Because it's a lot of work. And those systems work. They're different hives, different setups, but they work okay as well. The only drawback with this one is that if I want to get into the brood box, I've got to take off the insulation, which I'm not going to do. Hopefully I can get it open because it's been 2 weeks since I last opened it. There you go. Got to crack it regularly. Otherwise they will propolyze it. I'm going to get the cap off. Not hearing a lot of noise. They're probably all in the brood chamber. Nope, there they go. Look at that. Look at this. Happy girls. And for those of you on the live, let's have a look. Happy girls doing their thing. Look at that. Just ignoring me until I start opening it up. Yeah, we've had a couple of bees come and check me out. I'll give them a very small smoke spray. But the last time I looked at this hive, most of these frames were full. Now, it's a cool day up here. It's about 13 degrees. I can open up brood chambers if I like to have a quick look, but I wouldn't leave them open for long, and I'd close them off again. Below 13 degrees, you will kill your hive. So the other one I've done only because I had to do a Varroa check on it. I just had to know. And for those of you that don't know, or you just joined the video, well, I'm in Victoria, Australia, in a place called the Dandenong Ranges, and up till now, we have not had any Varroa. But we are aware of bees less than 10 kilometres from here that have positive Varroa responses. So I have to be vigilant. I'm going to have a check now. And then hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, we'll get another warm spell. I'll have another check. But we will, I would say, maybe not be dealing with Varroa yet. But next summer, we definitely will be, if the experience of other beekeepers in Australia is anything to go by. So this frame is empty. A little bit of honey on there. It's just starting to rain, so we might be calling time on this inspection very quickly. Hear that rain? And then we'll do a run. Yep, that one's about half full. I want 4 frames. That's what I want. Come on, girls, give me 4 frames. And if you're wondering what I'm on live, it is a iPhone 15 Pro Max. Great camera on that beast. Oh, full frame of honey. Oh, feel that. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. No sugar honey. It's nice and dark. It's not a sugar honey. And you can just see that that's exactly what we need. I need 4 of those in this hive to get them through the winter. And it feels like I've got them. Look at that. Look at that right there. And if you're wondering, I'm usually okay to open the top frame like this because I'm not exposing. Ooh, this one's a bit light. Must be a new one. That's another full one. So I've got 3 full frames. And have a look at this. I'm not going to pull this one out, but that's another full frame right there, if you can see that. So 3 full frames of honey. Yum. No, I'm not going to harvest it. We're in the start of May, and these girls will need all the honey they can get their hands on to get them through winter. So they've got 4 full frames and a little bit more. I guarantee you they'll have 2 or 3 down the bottom. This hive should be okay. I would be happier if they had more honey. But it looks like this is what they're going to get through winter with. So that's what I wanted to validate. And I will check that again in a few weeks' time. But I'm pretty happy. I'm not unhappy with it. I was hoping for more because we've had a really big dry spell recently with warm temperatures here in Melbourne. I'm kind of hoping they'd get more in there. Look at that, nice and snug. Look at that. But they did not. And we put another lid over the top. A little overhang just to keep the water at bay. 1970s flat roof villa, really. A little bit more insulation on top. As you notice, those bees are way less aggressive because I did not go into the brood chamber, most likely. But very happy to see that. So thanks for joining me on the live. It's been awesome to have you along. Ryan's Beekeeping on YouTube. Do throw us a follow if you're interested in checking out my channel. I publish weekly general beekeeping videos and tips and tricks. And I'm live probably every few weeks. Can't be regular because up here it very much depends on the weather. So if you join me today, thank you very much. It's been fantastic having you. Follow the channel for more. Thank you. Is that for the people? If you're in Melbourne, buckle up. It's going to be a bit wild. Look at that. Just wild.